Welcome to this volume of our Salsa Challenge Salsa instructional videos. In this volume, we're going to teach you some really great turns that go with crossbody moves. We taught in another volume crossbody, so if you haven't seen that yet, be sure and check that out before you get to this one, because we're going to assume that you already know the crossbody turn. This one is with turns, and this is a way you really begin to spice up your dancing. So anytime you get ready to do this, you're moving on in salsa dancing. So we're going to start with Jenny just explaining the basic footwork, particularly for the follow. On this crossbody, we'll just do a simple one without a turn and then with a turn. So ladies, this is your footwork, and Jenny, take it away. We use this often in a warm-up, and we call it take a walk. So Jenny's going to explain this.
Okay, so I'm going to stand over here. So take a walk starts with our regular back step. So we go 1, 2, 3, and then on 5 we take a step forward, forward, together, and back rock. Again, here we go. Back rock, forward, forward, turn, and back rock. I'll do it one more time, and then I'll add a turn. Back rock, forward, forward, turn, and back rock. Okay? Here it is the last time. Back rock, walk, 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 back rock. Okay? Now we're going to add a turn into that. And so it's good for followers to know their footwork really clearly on their own. So you're not really relying totally on the lead. It's important to be balanced in your own steps. And so when you're turning, the lead is guiding you through the turns, and you are individually, as yourself, doing the turns. It's going to make your follow feel a lot lighter. Your arms, your whole ability to follow will feel much more in your control. Okay, so how that looks is back step, 1, 2, 3. Now we step forward, we do a full turn, 7, and then we do a back rock. Okay, so let's do that again. Back rock, and step, full turn around, and back rock. And you want to make sure you spot on this. And we went over spotting in our right turns video, which you should check out. So again, we do back rock and full turn, spot, and swivel together. Again, back rock, full turn, spot, and swivel together. Okay, that's our footwork.
All right, so we're going to go right on with the turns. And remember, from the video on crossbody, when we do a crossbody, we have a lot of points of connection. So right here is a point of connection. Remember, we're going to be teaching everything in terms of our salsa connection, which is our development of a way of really connecting with your partner and really making this dance fun and beautiful and awesome. And so if you haven't seen the salsa connection video, check that one out and you'll understand what we're talking about here. So we're going to start with a very simple crossbody with a left turn. And you'll see Jenny doing the footwork, and I'll show you how to lead this. So lead, you're going to step forward 1, 2, 3, just like a regular crossbody. You want to make the connection here. Now on 5, you're going to wait on 4. On 5, you're going to pull the follow forward 5. Then you're going to lead her sort of a spiral 6 and turn her 7, and she'll be faced away from you on 7. Then she comes forth 1, 2, 3, and we're back then to basic. So let's look at it from this side. So we're going 1, 2, 3, connect, pull forward, forward, spiral, stop, and 1, and 5. Okay, so we'll do it a little bit more to speed. 1, 2, 3, connect, forward, spiral, over, and basic. And one more time to speed from this side. 1, 2, 3, forward, forward, spiral, and basic. Now you'll remember that Jenny talked about footwork styling for follows in the crossbody video. Let's just remind you of that now, and I'll talk a little bit about lead styling. So you want to just talk about what you do on the back rock. So you're going 1, 2, 3.
So here on the 4, we can collect or we can point our foot out. I offered a couple of different suggestions. It's really all about what you want to do. Main point is that you keep your weight here on your right foot, because your left foot, you can style with it, but you don't want to step onto it, because if your weight is already on it, when the lead pulls you forward on 5, you're going to mix up your footwork.
Okay, and leads, I like to actually step out here, and then that complements usually the follow, so that your weight is here, and then you're going to shift your weight to that as you step forward. So just a little bit of styling. Okay, that's simple crossbody with a left turn. Now we're going to do a crossbody with a left turn to a wrap. And this is very simple to do this once you've done the other, because you're forward on 5, spiral over 6, and then the follow is away from you on 7. So forward 5, the turn is really on 6, not 5, and then go to 7. So now we're going to do it to a wrap. We have both hands. So we're going 1, 2, 3, connect. And we're going to hold with the right, left, and keep it pretty much in place. Just let it follow along. The left leads the move just exactly like we did before, but you're going to hold on with the right. So it's going to go 5, 6, 7. So you've got it here. Now, you could just let go here and let her finish the move, or you could do a nice turn. If you do the turn, you want to lead the follow to step forward with her right foot. So it's a rock step forward on the 1. So you're going to push 1, 2, 3. Now let me show you, you have a lot of control. So you have your left hand with her right hand. You have your right hand on her back. So you have a ton of control. You step forward and back. That gives you the momentum then to go into this turn. So rock forward and back. This hand is already up. So it's a nice hand to turn 5, 6, 7, keeping your footwork, and then step forward on 1. Okay? So here we go with a crossbody with a wrap. And 5, 6, 7, step forward, and turn, turn, turn.
So follows, there's plenty of opportunities here to establish connection with your lead. And a lot of times what that is going to mean is just having an engaged arm. And I say engaged meaning your muscles are activated. They're not like flexing with all of their might. You're not stiff, but you're activated so that when the lead starts turning you, your arm is there to stabilize you and to give your lead some ability to turn you. Importantly, we've mentioned this before in terms of connection, you don't want to let your arm come back behind you. You want to keep it nicely in front of you so that it can guide you through the turns. So that involves keeping your shoulder activated.
Okay, now we're going to add a variation on this, and this makes these two turns make what's a really good skill drill, and I'll show you about that. So we're going to go to a wrap just like we did. 1, 2, 3, prepare, and 5, 6, 7. Now, we push forward to rock step, but we can simply walk the follow forward. 1, 2, 3. This is a counterclockwise direction, and then turn her 5, 6, 7. And again, that's a turn and a half for follows. You could do just a half turn if you want to do that. So this is all the way around. Now this makes a great skill drill because when you're ready to do the rock step, then follows, if they're just used to it, they may just want to do that rock step. But you can then both demonstrate how well you are connected by simply walking her forward. Jenny, let's do it from the other side so it looks different this way. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Walk her forward, 2, 3, and turn her out, and 1. Now let me tell you a little bit about the turn on this. So we come across with a rock step. Let's just move over here so you can see. Okay. So we've walked forward. So it's right, left, right. Now leads, you have, as you turn her, you can pull here with your right hand, lift your left hand up. This hand turns, then takes over here. So you'll feel that nice connection with one hand, then shift to the other hand, so it makes a very smooth turn. Follows, you need to be resistant, really connected with the lead, so that you'll make that really nice connection. So if you'll do these two moves when you practice, do them together so that the follow doesn't know which you're planned to do, then that will help improve your skills of the follow connection through follow and lead connection through this process.
I just want to take this moment to say that follows, many follows have the tendency to decide what their lead is going to do. If it feels like something that they think they know, they're just going to walk themselves right through that. To help out the lead, I don't exactly know what goes on, but it's very common with many follows. And a lead may not want to do the move the follow thinks that he's doing. So follows, this is your challenge in the skill drill, is to just really let go of your understanding of what you think your lead is going to do, and just allow your lead to show you in the moment what he's planning on doing.
Okay, so the next crossbody with the left turn, let's do it from this way. We're going to start right to right, and we'll show you in a later video many ways that you can get to this right to right hand position, but for right now, we'll just begin that way. And you can just, if you want from basic, just reach over and pick up right to right. So it's still going to be a crossbody with a left turn, but this is going to be to a sweetheart position. So you're basically now leading with your right hand rather than the left, and yet it still has the same exact timing and movement. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, prepare. Jenny, do you want to talk about this?
Because the lead's arm is in front of you, it's just a nice opportunity to put your hand here, and in this move especially, it makes your hand in a very nice position here later on. You'll see in just one moment.
The other thing leads I sometimes do is I'll put my hand out at this point. This has a couple of functions. This tells the follow, hey, you're heading out that way. The other thing it does is you all know that on crowded dance floors, if you do a move where you're moving into space, then it's really nice to know that there isn't someone else already there. So this makes sure the space is cleared, and it's a nice styling move as well. So as we teach, style and function are usually strongly connected. This gets the hand in a nice position. This makes sure the space is clear, and it's beautiful. So the follow is ready to step forward with the left. So we're going to pull forward on 5, spiral up 6 and 7, and it goes to this sweetheart position. Your left hand is already out there. Follows your hand will be perfectly good there. And so we're at this position. Now then leads to lead that rock step to get her to turn. You've got your hand here, and I push with the forearm against her shoulder and pull back a little bit with the left hand. So note we should have a really good connection here. So rock forward and step. Then your left hand comes up 5, 6, 7, and then we're down. Now let's go back and let me talk a little bit about the hand. So let's turn this way. So we're going to rock step forward. 1, 2, 3. So the hand comes up 5. Note how I'm turning with the fingers down 6, and then she comes around 7. So this hand position is extremely important in making these moves work. If you have your hand in an awkward position, you'll usually lose connection with one another, and then the turn will either look awkward or completely fail. So let's show you this again. Right to right, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Rock her forward, and turn, 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 and down. Okay, let's do it from the other direction. And 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Rock forward, and turn, 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 and down. Okay, now we're going to teach another little element that's really key to making this extra special and fancy. And this is a hand slip turn. So we're going to just teach it. Let me show it this way, and then I'll turn so you can sort of see from my back. A hand slip turn is where we start with right to right. The follow is turning to her right. The hands come apart. You're going to keep the right to right connection. You're going to put her palm on her left palm on her right wrists. That palm slips past, you pick it up again, and you continue turning her. Okay? So let me do it just a little bit faster. Okay. So let me show it from another angle. Let's try this. All right. Now, let me give you some tips on how to make this work and what usually goes wrong. What usually goes wrong is people will hold their hands up together and they'll let go with both hands hoping they can get the right connection. It almost never happens. Okay. So you want to make sure the right to right stays connected. The right starts the turn, the left follows, slips past, and then goes apart and back down. So the hand just slips right through and leads. A really, really fun thing on this is you can lead this turn with follows that don't know this turn. They'll do it and sometimes not even know that they have actually done a hand slip turn. So if you're really smooth with the lead, it's really, really great.
And follow, the main thing that you need to sort of keep in mind throughout the turn is that if your hands are doing something that you're not familiar with, keep your hands there. Don't be like, wow, this is weird, I'm going to let go. Because if you let go, then he has no way of completing his handful turn.
Okay, so one more time. It goes up, follows, comes around, and down. Okay?
So let me talk about the footwork for follows a little bit. This footwork is a right turn. So you want to step forward on 5 as usual. And then if you don't have just exactly enough momentum in the arms to get you around, you can do a small paddle turn to help you get through. So let's try that.
Okay.
So we go 1, 2, push again, and then step on it. Does that make sense? And then the other way is if we do a nice one, you can just make it around all in one foot. Okay? So those are 2 ways. If spinning isn't exactly your favorite thing in the world to do, keep your feet close together, and you can just do a little paddle turn.
Also connected to the lead by moving the hands together and apart, or apart together and apart, will give you that momentum that will bring you around.
And something that's very helpful for that is since the lead's hands are coming out and in, you should really resist by pushing your arms out, and he'll be pushing your arms in, and that will create a spring in between your arms.
Okay, so let's show this move then. So we start right to right, go to sweetheart. 1, 2, 3. Here's 2, sweetheart. Okay, now we rock forward, forward, keeping both hands up. You see what's coming. Hand slip, turn, and then down. Okay? Let's try that again. Let's do the same direction because we can see it good that way. So 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Forward, hand slip, turn, and down. All right? All right, now we're going to do a version of a move that's called Titanic. There are a lot of ways of doing this. We will teach it later on when we teach basket turns. And actually that is really my favorite way of doing it because you get the maximum effect. But you can also do it with crossbody. So it follows nicely on crossbody to sweetheart because it's just sort of a variation on that. And let's do it from this angle and I'll try to show how that works. So we're going to go left, left over right, right. And in a minute I'll show you how to get there. But for now we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And actually you could do a sweetheart this way. 5, 6, 7. Okay? But you can do Titanic, and you'll know why it's called Titanic as soon as you see it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. You got it? Funny joke, huh? Then she'll step forward, 1, 2, 3, and I just like to walk them back, 5, 6, 7. Then she can back step 1, 2, 3, and just bring her forward. Okay? So that's cross body with a left turn into Titanic, and then just a walk back. And we'll talk a little bit about the walk back in a minute because that's tricky. Okay, left, left over right, right. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6 Titanic. She rocks forward, and then just bring her back. She back steps and walk her out. All right, now 2 things I need to teach you. One is how do we get left, left over right, right? Well, of course, we could simply take right and then ask for left. I think that is, I don't like doing that, so don't do that. If you get right to right, you can do a right turn, 1, 2, 3, picking up the left underneath. And by turning her right, you've got the left, left over the right, right. Then, of course, you can go right into Titanic from there. And 1, and 5, 6, 7. Okay, Jenny, let's move forward here. We've just finished on 7, so you're ready to step forward with your right foot. We're in this Titanic position. So lead, you're going to let the follow step forward. 1, 2, 3. Now this is a great test of your connectivity because leads, what you want to do is actually walk the follow back. So she's expecting a turn perhaps, I don't know what, but you're just going to guide her back. 5, 6, 7. You want to give a little pause there and let her sort of get settled into the connection on the 3, 4 count, and then simply walk back, bringing her back. The other thing leads on your footwork. When she steps forward, you can rock forward as you normally would, but then you'll want to simply walk back as she walks back and let her get past you, because then you can let her rock back and bring her forward in another cross body. Okay, so that, go ahead.
I'd like to just say something about she that follows in this position. it's weird for you to be here. If you're feeling your arms being pulled out, just relax into it. You're going to take that step forward. And then what really engages are the fingertips. So you can feel the lead start pulling back on your fingertips. You don't want to just be like this, because this is not part of the move. So you want to make sure that your shoulders are engaged, because then you're not going to get hurt, for one, because it can be, hurty on your shoulders. So you want to engage those shoulders, feel that tension in the fingertips, and just let it guide you back. Because there's a lot of moves like this that can potentially be hazardous to the follow's arms. And I think there might be a safety tip for leads.
Yeah, so leads, and it actually follows, this is one of the few times, since it is Titanic, where you can actually lean forward on like 1, 2, 3, but by 3, 4 you need to have your arms back in front of you. So that sort of gives the Titanic effect. Let's show it from there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. You can lean forward, but by here you need to be back fully engaged. Mm-hmm. Now, leads, when the follow steps forward to do the Titanic, never ever pull at this point. Okay? You're not pulling her back. You're waiting for your connectivity with her here to allow her to do her rock step back. And that's really, really important. And then once you feel that connectivity here, then you can bring her back. And if you get really good connectivity, you can like sort of wiggle her back so she'll just walk back in a real fancy way. So that's a great move, Titanic.
Leads, if you do feel your follow being like just let go of her arms. Because it would be much better to let go of her arms than to be like, yoink, and try to get her back into control or something and do a harsh movement there.
Okay, so we're going to show another move. Well, it's crossbody with a left turn. But this starts with a right turn. You could actually do it without the right turn, but a right turn is a really great way to get into it. So we're starting right to right. 1, 2, 3, bring her forward and turn. Now notice I've got my palm down by this point, got this nice connection right here, and I'm simply going to do a head loop on 1, 2, 3. So let's show you that again. 1, 2, 3, pull forward 6, 7, and over 2, 3. Now I'm going to put my hand on her right shoulder. Here I might also put my hand out to make sure we've got space. The thumb goes on the front of the shoulder here. The fingers go nicely spread out on the back. So that's where your lead is going to be. So your connectivity. So your hand goes over the head, lets go, makes this connection. And then Jenny, you can talk a little bit about styling.
So Paul, this is a crossbody. It's crossbody footwork. Your hands are free, so you have a lot of things that you can do. This just feels natural to me. You can do other things as long as you're not interfering with your lead.
Okay, so now on 5, the follow is going to step forward. 5, then turn 6, and you're going to turn her 7, which is a head loop turn, head roll turn, and then she's going to step into 1, and you're going to come across. Okay, it's a great combination. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, head loop 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 5, 6, 7. Couple more tips. I love to give tips. So when we're in this position, what's really interesting, and Jenny just kind of like walk through it slowly. When you turn the lead, you're turning like this. You're like screwing her around. And then when you do that, your elbow has to come up, okay? And that will allow her head to simply slide through there without follows you having to lean down. One of the most common mistakes that follows make is when they know this is coming, you want to show it? Okay, so we're here. So 1, 2, 3 is 5, 6, 7, and 1, okay? So that's a little extra awkward, but often follows, if you lean down and turn, when you come up, you will be really, really dizzy as well.
Yeah, a lot of I think follows are like, oh no, not one of those, I'm going to fall over. Well, let me talk about that just real quick as a follow. So 1, 2, 3, pause. This is the same footwork as take a walk with a turn and crossbody with a turn. Okay, so we're not starting the turn here. We're walking forward. We feel the arm coming up. We're still pretty straightforward here. And on 7, we just duck our head out. And one thing up to speed that's pretty fun, and I think it really helps you maintain your balance, is to just sort of whip your head around on the 6 and the 7.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And 1, 2, 3.
Straight and whip.
Okay, now stay right there. So leads, when your hand finishes here, your fingers will automatically go to the inside of her near side scapula. It's just so awesome that it actually works that way. And so you've got then the connection for a great closed frame crossbody. Follows, and Jenny, you want to talk about styling on this. So follows, when you feel this, then you know what's going to happen.
It's good to pick your arm up because your lead is going to come in for another crossbody. And you want your arm to be out of the way here, because if your arm is in, I mean, you're not going to fail or anything, but it's just going to be awkward and uncomfortable. If your arm's up here, you have this 3-point connection, and you're good to go for the next crossbody.
Okay, so one more time, we're going to do this series. 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 5, 6, 7, and 1. The next crossbody that we will teach is a real simple one, very stylish, gives the follows lots of opportunity to do great things. So let's teach it from this side, Jenny. So I call this just a flip lead. Leads right, follows left. We're going to start the crossbody. 1, 2, 3, prepare. Here we make the nice little connection. We're going to lead her forward 5 and then just flip 6 and 7. Follows, you'll then do your own little turn. Both hands are free, so
you can do any kind of styling that you feel comfortable with. Some people feel comfortable with the up in the air arms. Some people just don't. If you don't feel comfortable yet doing any sort of amazing styling, make sure you hold your hands out like this around the belly button height, because that's going to help you stay balanced throughout the turns when you're not connected to your lead.
So we'll just show it 2 times from both directions. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, 1, and 5. Oh, I said we were going to show it from both directions. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, 1. Now the reason I got caught on that is because I always follow this with a closed frame crossbody. And I'll show you how that works. Let me do it from this side. It'll be easiest to see. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Now, your follows back will pass right here on 7, and that's a great moment to simply watch for that. Put your fingers right here, and then as she turns into it, then you're in for a nice cross body in a closed frame position. And I just love the feel of a cross body in a closed frame because you just have such a great connection with your partner.
And follows, that arm up and over is the functional styling that we talked about a little minute ago. And the way that you can be prepared is when you start to feel that lead connection on your shoulder blade, you can be like, okay, I need to put my arm up. And if you're not, if your timing's not good enough to go straight up, you can, kind of come over and out. Just make it sort of look graceful.
And follows, be careful not to come this way.
Right, because my point being, let's do it.
Okay.
If you start feeling, if you get here, and then you're just like, it's, not so good. So if you begin to feel the fingertips on your back, oh, okay, my arm's up. And now that looks much better. It becomes habit after a while because it works so well to make a nice connection.
All right, now leads, follows seem to be doing all the turning on this. So I just want to show one little bit where you can add a nice little turn for yourself. Gives you a chance to show off a little bit and maybe surprise the follow, and that's always fun. So we're going to start right here. You're going to do a right turn under this hand, and you could do it very simply like this, 1, 2, 3, which then puts you at the 3 spot for a cross body. Or you can make a big arc out of this, and I like to do that 1, 2, 3. Then just bring her forward and give a little flip. Okay? Or you could do any other crossbody with a left turn there. So again, let me show it from this side. And 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, 1, and 5, 6, 7. All right, so that just gives leads a little bit to play with. Let's teach a couple of moves here. These are commonly called lasso moves, but you'll see how naturally they fit in. Once you have the flip lead for the crossbody with a left turn, then the lasso is a flip lead and you hang on, nothing to it. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Now follows, you're gonna turn right into this. You're gonna feel this connection right here and stop so that you don't go way on past. So you're gonna feel that connection. You're gonna connect through your arm to give you a stop. Your right foot, however, wants to go forward as it should, and as it goes forward, leads on your on her right hip with your right hand. You're simply going to push a little bit to the side as she steps, and you're going to step forward right next to her. Then you're going to step forward again and turn, and she'll be right here. Okay, so let's do that again. And 1, 2, 3, 5, lasso, 6, 7, step forward and under, and then you can just lead a flip. Okay, a little 2/8 count move. So that's a lasso. The lasso, and let's talk a little bit about that. I suppose I'd like for a little lariat action is how it's named. So we're here, 1, 2, 3. Here's the lariat action. You want to pull forward, so she steps 5, then spin, 6, 7. So she comes right in here.
And follows, one thing that is important for you, if you have your arm down, you're going to get trapped in here. So as a general rule, we keep your arms bent, and then you can start feeling that he's not letting go, so you lift up and have your arm above.
Now this is also a great time, follows, for you to style with this arm. So as you step across, you can bring your hand down, up, over. So show them that, down, up, there. Okay, so let's finish it with you doing that. So just start from here, and 1, and over, and flip her out. Okay, so that's one version of lasso. We'll show you another one. This is really fun, and you can actually do them in combination. So let's do it from this side again. So 1, 2, 3, lasso, 6, 7. The footwork is exactly the same, but leads, instead of going under your hand, you're going to just leave that hand down, step, and turn, wrapping yourself up really tight here. And you want to wrap it tight, but hold on, and turn towards your follow. And you're still in this crossbody position.
And you want to show your palm to your follow, because she might be used to having her arm out here. If she sees your hand, she'll put her hand in yours.
Okay, so once you get this, then that's 1, 2, 3. You're going to finish the crossbody with a left turn, 5, 6, 7, and 1. We'll show it from this direction. And 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Step forward and across and do a left turn and basic. There you go. Nice little turn. All right, we'll show you one other, just a kind of cool little combination. This is kind of a backwards head loop or head comb. It's a strange one. Let me just turn this way, because you're going to take your hand, lift it this way, and slide it over the follow's head. You want to hang on here to the back, so keep the connection. So you're going to do a right turn in that position. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. The follow comes forward. You're going to turn the hand this way, which will start turning her right, and then bring this hand out 6, 7. Okay, let's show that part again. Start open hands. 1, 2, 3, turn and pull out.
So follows, you may be used to getting alardes where they just come over and then you are let go of.
A larde is head loop. Right. So head loop, head comb, alarde, all the same thing.
If the lead leaves his hand there, so should you. Another thing that you can do when you start to see an alarde coming, you can put your head down and then up. It sort of just accentuates that movement a little bit.
The other thing in terms of salsa connection leads is when you lead a head loop, you want it to have no intention, so it floats over her head. If you have intention in this hand, then it's going to be considered a turn signal. It's the turn connectivity, and follows will want to turn. And so follows, you want to know, okay, he's not putting any intention in his hand. He's just lifting it up and it's floating. and then that's all you need to know. And then you're not turning, you're just letting the hand go.
And in terms of the salsa connection, that intention is going to be a harder push. When the lead pushes harder on you, you need to push harder back on him. When he just moves his hands, really all you're doing is following your hand along with his hand. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but we have just like minimal contact going on here, but I'm moving my hand where his hand is going. It's like a game, you know, you can trace your partner's hands around.
And again, real good technique is for the lead's fingers to be right here, and that way when you're here, you can just simply pick it up and over. You only need one finger to do that, just slides right up. Let me talk also a little bit more about the timing on the hands on this. So the timing is if we step forward, 2, 3, 5, we're pulling forward and turning her around. Now it's not till we'll feel this hand coming out that we bring it out, and that will help her finish the turn. And you're relying on connectivity all the way through. You don't want to pull too early with this left hand. I'll show you where you don't want to turn. Oh, let me do it here. 1, 2, 3. You don't want to turn here. That's not where the lead takes place. It's not pulling her around by the neck. It's turning her hand here. Then once you feel her body turning, at this point, then you can bring it out. And you'll feel, if you do this a few times, you'll actually feel where that really works. Okay, so we're in this position. Now we can do a crossbody with a left turn. She's in hammerlock, and I'm going to step forward 1, 2, 3. Now follows, you know that you're going to be led forward because here's the connection right here. 5, turn 6 and 7, and we're out of that again. Nice little combination. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Cross body 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. One other little thing that makes it a little stylish, so I'll show you. It's 1, 2, 3. Here's the turn, comes out. Now I like to go down here. Okay? That sort of closes off the follow to doing any sort of thing. It makes it really clear you're going to back step. It's also nicely stylish. So style and function go together. 1, 2, 3. Here we're connecting again. She's ready. And then bring her forward 5, 6, 7, and 1. All of the lead is with your left hand. The other hand just comes around where it is. All right, now we're going to finish with one last little turn. All of these turns, cross bodies with turns, have been with left turns. Now we're going to do a right turn as a cross body. And I think this is a really, really awesome turn. We're going to start with right to right. And leads, what I like to do when I lead this turn is as she steps back, put the hand on the back of her hand. So you're just going to step in 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm going to, as she steps forward on 5, I'm going to lead her forward, bringing the hand up, then start it over her head. Her momentum's still going forward, and I'm bringing it around and around. So you want big straight arms all the way around, and follows, you need to keep your shoulder tense so that that will happen. And you're actually going to do a little right turn footwork. So just, you can watch Jenny's footwork here, and right, and across. So the thing you want to do is not do this in place, but rather as a crossbody so that it's moving along. So we'll show you this one more time from 2 directions. And 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 5.
So fellas, you may not be expecting this. It doesn't happen very often. It's a pretty unique move. So ways that you can tell that it's coming up, or how to follow the leads with your connectivity. So 1, 2, 3, you notice the lead's arm is straight, therefore just go ahead and keep a straight arm. You know, that's a good thing. So we're stepping forward. Now this is beginning to feel very different from anything else, so you want to be like, okay, we're getting ready to do something, I can tell. Hold your arm in your shoulder, just hold it there. Because you really need your arm to be used as a lever almost to get you through those turns. If you feel your arm coming up here, you're like, oh, that's weird. I'm just going to let my arm do some kind of crazy angle. Then you can get your arm hurt. So not often are you in this position. It's very unusual. So go ahead and just lock in and let it take you through. Once you lock in, it's really, really smooth. It's really
yeah,
cool.
It's an awesome move. The other thing leads is if the follow lets her arm go back at this point. So just, Jenny, let your arm go back. And you feel that she's not getting this, then of course just let go, because it depends on the connectivity between the lead and follow for this move to really work. And that's why we focus so much on following through this whole series, is that if you don't have the connection, if follows aren't responding to the lead, then they can either get hurt, or simply these kind of leads can never be, these kind of moves can never be led with the follow.
And if you haven't watched the Salsa Connection video yet, you should check that out, because we do a lot of exercises where you can work on building your skills in the connectivity, because it's something that maybe you learn or you begin to understand how to connect with your partner, this touch and the tension and everything, but then you lose that when you're working on a move that you don't know yet. So you're challenged with learning the move, then you forget about connectivity. Well, the connectivity really needs to be happening in all elements of every single move. That's where the ease comes in. That's where everything becomes really lovely. So keep remembering, oh, this is jerking, or there's some kind of weird, something strange happening when we're practicing this move. Well, take a minute and say, am I doing the connectivity right here? Maybe the lead's pushing too hard. Maybe the follow's not holding her arm right. So just think about that through every move. It's really
It'll
important.
work out, and once you have the connection, it feels so great.
It's awesome.
So we'll show this move a couple of times, and then we'll be finished with this video. I do want to say that there are like a million moves that are crossbodies with turns. We'll probably at some point later in the series do a whole video on just really cool moves with crossbodies and turns that are much more advanced than these. But these, in combination with the other things you're learning, will give you so much to do.
And in terms of the salsa challenge technique of learning salsa, which is what this whole series is built on, we're learning the fundamental steps and then just building all the cool stuff on top of that. So you really want to remember, we know this. At the beginning of the movie, like 40 minutes ago, we learned the steps to this. It's the same steps.
Same steps all the way through.
You're not learning any different feet. So get the technique down really great on regular crossbody with a left turn, then add all this cool stuff on top and you'll be rocking it on the dance floor.
Okay, we'll show you this one more time from two ways, and then we'll be finished. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 5, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. A little head loop and a turn. There we got it. Come across. And we're done. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Que mata y hasta pienso que tortura. Solo con el corazón me pide ayuda. Se acelera más mi palpitar cuando me saluda. Este chico es mío, que me quedo muda. Está tan bueno que cuando lo veo olvido todo. Me olvido de todo, me olvido de todo. Está tan bueno. Me va a dar una sorpresa. ¿Será que por fin él me quiere? Hombre, presenta la esposa y se me acaba la fiesta. Tan bueno que hasta olvido todo. Me olvido de todo. Me olvido de todo. Tiene unos labios hermosos de un caminar, que para el tráfico y todo el mundo lo quiere mirar. Con sus ojitos abiertos de par en par, que me mire para decirle, negro te queda bien, ese negrito te va. La gente lo dice que es lo más bello. quiera.
La gente lo dice que lo más
Corazón blanco bandera,
La gente lo dice,
que le muerde, me aprieta, me pega y todo lo que
la
quiera.
gente lo dice que lo más
Por un vestido yo daría lo que fuera.
La gente lo dice,
Se apoderado de mí, ay, ya de cada manera. Besitos al amanecer,
si aquí quiera, me pidiera que le dé.
mañana que estoy loco, loco, loco por mi querer.
Si aquí quiera, me pidiera que le
Verán
dé.
que estoy por podido conocer.
Si quiera, me pidiera que le
Viviré
dé.
la vida entera y más le daré.
Si te pide más,
Pues dato,
si ya quiere más,
ay, bendito nene.
si te pide más,